What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the WrestleGasm YouTube channel, where today we are here with episode 11 of my 0000 challenge on TEW 9 Fusion Pro Wrestling. This is the second anniversary episode. It's our biggest show yet. The anniversary is like our WrestleMania, basically. Now, we're only going to be doing the anniversary show in this episode. Usually I do 3, sometimes 2 shows in an episode. We're just doing the one. We're only doing the anniversary because it's a big show, so I just want to focus entirely on that. But because that means it's probably going to be a bit of a shorter episode, I'm going to take this time to kind of show you guys everything that's going on for FPW. Usually I only show you the shows and then we do a little bit of a recap at the end with finances. But I'm going to take this opportunity to go through everything and keep you guys updated on the company as a whole. Now, one thing I want to get started with, if we go to the home screen, the first article is Samoa Joe to retire. Now, Samoa Joe is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Genuinely one of my absolute favorites. And if he's retiring, I want to try and book him. Just give us like a one-time appearance, no matter how expensive he is. If he is in the thumbnail for this video, then you already know the answer to if he's on the show or not. If he's not in the thumbnail, then he's not. Obviously, I, at the moment, have no idea because he hasn't signed anything yet. But we've sent him a contract offer. He's averaging at $1,200 a month. If we go negotiate, I've got him down to $1,080, one appearance. Yeah, pretty straightforward contract there. If we can just get him for one appearance on his retirement tour, I would love that. The problem is gonna be, though, he's gonna be rusty, because if we go match history, we go all years. So he left AEW in January of 2027. We're now a year later. We're in January 2028. Since then, he had one charity show match or one indie match in August, and he's had nothing else in a year. So he's going to be rusty. So we're obviously not going to give him a super high caliber match or anything like that. But it's Samoa Joe. If he's on the way out, I want to be able to book him. Also, Vic from I don't know what that mask gimmick is, but that's from the Ascension. He's also retiring, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get him, am I? Yeah, so if I can get Samoa Joe, that would be awesome. So, yeah, like I said, it's just going to be the anniversary show, and that's it for this episode. But let's take a minute here to just kind of catch you guys up on everything, see what's going on. Booking team, you guys already know the answer to that. It is just myself, Vinny Massaro, and Todd Kennelly. They have bad chemistry, which means that they're booking skills going to be worse off during the show. I started with 0. I gave myself 0 points for everything, but I've gained 2 points over the 2 years that this game has been running, so that's pretty cool. If I go alter the booking team, Terrell Hughes, I could add to the team. He has 10 booking skill. I don't know where that booking skill comes from. I don't know if he's actually a booker or anything, so I could add him to the team. I haven't done it yet because it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. He doesn't seem like someone that would be in a booking position, but I might just not know my Terrell Hughes lore, so I haven't added him to the team, and I might. We'll see how things go. I mean, one person I would love to add is his dad, Devon, but Devon doesn't have any booking skill, so there's not really any point to that. Creative meeting, this is going to be a fun one to look through. So this is the franchise players. As you can see, the top 3 spots are brand new signings. Because we've been the new signings we've been getting have been kind of increasingly elevated in stature and price. So Madman Fulton and the Von Erichs are higher name value than most of our roster, which is why they automatically get thrown there. Usually, the franchise players have been the Trinity or the Pillars, which is Zeta Zang, Sonico, and Stephen Wolf, and then it'll be like it was High On and Maya World. But other than them, it's like Alpha Zo and like Ryan Davidson. But this is what we're working with now. Next big things, we've got Nothing. Hot prospects, we've got Radar. Talk the Talk, we've got John Skylar. It's good that we signed him then. We need someone good on the mic. Showstoppers, we've got Stephen Wolf, Ace Perry, John Skylar, Marshall Von Erich, and Paul London. need to get Paul London in the ring. He's going to be in the ring. It's confirmed he's having a tag team match at the anniversary show. But he can still go. I've seen a lot of his like MLW stuff. Yeah, he can really go. Ring generals. We got Ace Perry, Ryan Davidson, Marshall Von Erich, Paul London, and John Schuyler. Who's hot and who's not. So this is all momentum based. Who's hot? Obviously the pillars are at the top. That just makes sense. Dave Dawson and then Vipers. I think Vipers only had a couple matches, but she's won all of them, so it makes sense that she is there. Who's not? We've got the Von Erichs. They've only had one match, but they lost it. We got John Schuyler. We got Cal Jack, who's coming off a losing streak. And we've got Promise Braxton. And then the Hidden Gems. Hidden Gems is something I keep looking at pretty often, but everyone that shows up, I either don't know or they're just too expensive. The only person here I really know is Camille, which if we go to her profile, 500 per show. Still a little bit out of our price range for now, so we can't really do that. But there's been a couple of the fun names pop up in this section. Maxine Dupree has been in here, Tyler Bate. Who else? There's been some other significant names that I'm mind blanking on. But yeah, there's been some interesting names for sure. But that's our creative meeting. Inner Circle. This is all fairly straightforward stuff. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. The only thing of significance that's changed in the Inner Circle is that the senior road agent was Vinny Massaro. It is now Devon. Although I think I explained that to you guys because I had to start praising Vinny for his work so that he wasn't as pissed off. Which actually it looks like he's no longer pissed off. He is happy. Love to see it. Cool. Product. Now, product is an interesting thing to note. This hasn't changed at all since we started, so this isn't anything new. But I'm going to change it in the near future. The reasons being, one, when we get a weekly TV show, I want to change the product because the style of the show, the format of the show is going to change regardless. So I want to change the product once we get TV. But also, when I pre-booked the ladder match between Sonico and Stephen Wolf at the anniversary show, I got a note saying our product implies that people aren't going to like a ladder match. Now, I've had that note before. It's not the first time I've experienced it, but I thought Silver Age Pro Wrestling is one that would be fine with ladder matches. Apparently, I was wrong. So, we're sticking to the ladder match. I'm not changing it because it's been locked in, it's been advertised, we're going ahead with it, but we're going to get penalized for it. So, that's not great. But the product will be changing in the near future nonetheless. Roster, I think there's no real surprises here. You guys already know everyone who's on the roster. Yeah, no one that hasn't debuted yet, I don't think. Storylines, it's just these three for now, the three heading into the anniversary. Tag teams, we've got a very solid tag team division going so far. If things go well with Paul London and Cal Jack, then we can add them to the tag team division as well. But it's perfect timing considering we are just now getting some FPW Tag Team Championships up and running, which I'm very excited for that triple threat match. Titles, we got 32 Prestige on the World and 36 on the Ultimate 8 Series. Commentary, still just Todd Kennelly, but he is doing a perfectly solid performance as a one-man show. Now, broadcasting, this is the fun part. We have officially signed a broadcasting deal for the anniversary show. I've said before that I wanted to get on YouTube because that is the easiest one to get on and it's good exposure. I haven't gone with YouTube though. I have gone with Independent Wrestling TV, IWTV. It has the exact same exposure as YouTube. Obviously, our viewership still kind of differs based on the fact that this is a subscription service and not a free-to-air like YouTube is, but it has the same exposure. We get 60% of the revenue from the broadcast, and on top of that, there is an IWTV alliance which we have now joined. We have joined Beyond, C4, Wrestling Revolver, and West Coast Pro. West Coast Pro is someone that was kind of associated with us anyways, just because we share so much of their roster. But yeah, we are now part of IWTV, and they come with their own pair of titles as well. We got the Independent Tag Team Championship, which is Alec Price and somewhat questionably Drew Gulak, and then we've got the Independent World Title, which is Steve Macklin, and I would absolutely love to put Steve Macklin on my show. How much is he actually? I assume he's 1,200. He's fairly pricey. So if I was to I can't borrow the title until I'm on the show. I just wanted to see what the price of borrowing the title was, but I think it's just the price of signing Steve Macklin for a show. So that would still be quite a bit. But yeah, we are now officially a part of IWTV. I imagine this would be shared on social media as some sort of press release in the weeks leading up to the show so that people would head over to IWTV and subscribe to watch the anniversary show. But yeah, very, very happy about that. That gives us some coverage in the US and Canada. We can't get coverage anywhere else just yet, but that's fine. We're still growing. We will get there at some point. Backstage, this is what we're looking like. I still haven't... Generally, I like to add some of these benefits in the boxes down here, but considering we're still very good and we don't have a note saying the backstage rules having a negative effect, we're fine. We don't need to spend money on that kind of stuff. But yeah, things, as you can see, are looking very, very positive. When I sign roster members, I don't sign them... I don't look for people with positive backstage influence. I just look for people who have not negative. So they can be completely neutral, but if they have negative, I'm not going to sign them. That's why none of that is here. If someone has a bad morale, that will give them a negative influence. Like Zeta Zhang had a negative influence when she had a bad morale. But everyone here is just really bring a positive vibe to the backstage area. So I'm really happy about that. Finances, this is something we look at fairly often because at the end of every episode, I like to do the financial recap, but this is what we're looking like. Keep in mind, we generally do one show a month. We've already had one show this month. The anniversary is going to be the second one, so we're not going to make quite as much money this month, but that's fine, especially if we sign Samoa Joe. We might even make a loss this month for all I know, but that's fine. This is the anniversary show. I want to go all out. I want to have the best show we possibly can. So yeah, there is that. Great, making great money on merch and sponsorship, and ticket sales are doing great. I might even, this might be risky, but since it's the anniversary show, I might change the ticket pricing to be cheap. By default, we're very cheap, but I'm going to make it cheap, just get a little bit extra cash, because I think the fact that it's the anniversary show and not the monthly live event means we're going to get a bit of extra attendance, so hopefully that plays out well. Merchandise is something we will worry about. We're already at level 4. We've completed the next stage, so if I was to do rapid, that's 600 a week for 4 weeks. Oh god, now I've got to do maths. You know what, I'm just going to go for rapid, and if that proves to be too costly, then I will knock it down. Yes, merch is always being upgraded. Own goals, we don't need that. Production. Actually, we can have a look at our production. This is what we're looking like at the moment. I wouldn't be opposed to upgrading some stuff here. The only problem is some of the stuff is expensive. Like, yeah, 2,000 per show is not great. A fee of 500, cost will be 500 per month plus one. You know what? Let's do that. Production values are going up. So that everything is level 2 except for the live event experience, which will upgrade eventually. And then size, we are at 21, because of course we did the show that jumped us up 2 points in the last episode. So 35 is our next goal. We're going to keep grinding up until 35 pop in the Mid-South. I don't think we'll run any shows elsewhere before we hit small. I don't know if that would be wise, but there might be a scenario where we benefit from it. Who knows? But yeah, things have been running smooth. We have gained 12 points of pop in the Mid-South in the past year. So I certainly can't complain about that. I don't think there's anything else to look at here. Obviously, we could look at things like, you know, the rest of the wrestling world. The thing that I'm always constantly trying to look at is for promotions to buy out. If there's anyone that's in debt that is tiny or insignificant size, and their debt is affordable for us, I really want to buy them out and try and fix their financial issues and turn them into a profitable promotion so that we can profit off of them. Choco Pro, obviously their debt's too high and their popularity is too high as well. Have they been no, they've still been gaining pop even though they've been like draining their wallet. Yeah, they're not doing great financially. Workers, show cost, yeah, they have quite a bit going on there. North Wrestling is the one I keep keeping my eye on. They are now in the red again. Would they be open to... Not bad enough. Okay, we'll give them a little bit longer then. Right, and then Rev Pro, they're small, so we can't do anything there. And then there's us. So, okay, North Wrestling, we're going to keep our eye on them for now. Rev Pro and Choco Pro, obviously we can't do anything at the moment. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else really to look at. Out of pure curiosity, oh, we can get high spots now? Interesting, interesting. What was the criteria? Oh, it was probably production values that I just upgraded. Either way, I think IWTV is a better option because the only real difference is that it covers Canada as well, which high spots does not. IPW have retained the right to show footage on their own broadcasting platforms. Okay, so I can't do... Wait, no, it's an event. I should, in theory, be able to broadcast on both platforms at once, right? I kind of want to test it, but I don't know. I'll think about it, but I probably won't because even if it does work, I like keeping my save somewhat realistic if possible. And I don't know if streaming on IWTV and high spots simultaneously is something that would happen. So I'll think about it, but probably not. With that being said, if you guys came here to actually see the anniversary show and not me just messing around looking at all the IPW stuff, I do apologize. But we're going to jump into it now. I'm going to simulate up until the anniversary show. Hopefully we get Samoa Joe. Hopefully it's a good show. And I'm excited. I can't wait for it. So yeah, I will see you guys there. All right, the time has come. It is the second anniversary event, our biggest show yet. I'm so excited. It is going to be one hell of an expensive show because we have booked every single person on the roster for this show. I wanted to go all out, and obviously Samoa Joe's here as well, and he's going to be expensive as hell. You can even tell how all out we've gone because I had to sign a secondary referee on a one-night deal, and by this note he has not done well. But let's jump into it. We have a sold-out Rockefellers with 250 people, and about the head, good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Lowrider defeated Jack Evans in 9 minutes and 1 second by pinfall, 39-segment rating. That's not bad considering Jack Evans was rusty. Jack Evans' performance has been increasing quite a bit. I'd imagine this would be an awesome match if Evans wasn't rusty. I wonder how many more matches it's going to take for us to get that ring rust off of him. But either way, pretty happy with this match. Keep in mind, the 250 people, we could have got more if we went with a different venue. We would have had to pay more for the venue. But that's a sold-out Rockefellers with cheap tickets instead of very cheap tickets. So we're going to get even more ticket sale money from this show, which I'm very happy about. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go back to the booking screen. Lance Ortiz, the one-night deal ref, is on another match as well, but I want to shift him to a different match because if the match is going to be let down by him, I want to put him on a less important match. So let me go change that real quick. Okay, that's fixed up now. We've got Lance Ortiz on this match, which is a trios match, and about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. John Skylot, Ruben Steele, and Ryan Davidson defeated Ace Perry, Exodus Prime, and Radar in 11:07 when John Skylot pinned Radar with the spoiler alert. We get a 45-segment rating. Exodus Prime, as per usual, doing a bit weak. Radar doing better than usual, but everyone else kind of smashing it. We got 3 performances in the 50s here. That is absolutely awesome. Exodus Prime with a gimmick that's getting stale. I have to take care of that. That reminds me, there is one thing I forgot to tell you guys. I think I forgot. Vinny Massaro and Paul London got into an argument before the show. I don't think it affected anything. It didn't even affect the backstage atmosphere, but I thought it was just worth noting. Either way, a 45 for this match is awesome. 350s. You'll love to see it. In a decent match, Promise Braxton defeated Dolce Tormento, Rachel Rose, Shazza McKenzie, and Vipers in 10:59 when Promise Braxton pinned Vipers. 47 rating is great. This is just kind of an exhibition women's match just to get as many people as I can on the card because I want everyone to be kind of shown off if possible for the anniversary show. Because again, this is like our WrestleMania. So yeah, that's kind of the premise here. Promise Braxton was just the one that needed momentum. There wasn't really anyone that was a standout, like this is the best person in the match, I need them to win. Probably it would be Vipers, but not by a large margin as you can see by these performances. But 40, very happy with that. In a good match, Paul London and Cal Jack defeated the Von Erichs in 9:13 when Cal Jack pinned Marshall Von Erich. A 43 segment rating is great. Paul London debuting with a 46 is awesome. There's no segments attached to this match. This is just straight up Cal Jack's final test to see if Paul London has kind of gotten through to him, and he has. So Paul London and Cal Jack are now going to be a united force. Cal Jack has gotten onto the right path. The Von Erichs lost they've lost both of their matches now, which is not great. I want to give them some good momentum because I do love the Von Erichs, but they needed to take the job here, unfortunately. But yeah, 43 is awesome. In About the Head, great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Johnny Robbie defeated Zeta Zhang in 9:29 by submission. Zeta Zhang, of course, one of the best in the company, so I wanted to give her a spot higher up on the card. Johnny Robbie is... it's kind of evident by these performances that maybe Vipers is the second best women's wrestler, but Johnny Robbie is the one that I've been kind of wanting to promote and wanting to kind of elevate more. And she's still one of the best, so I'm not disappointed by this at all. Zeta Zhang still losing some matches, but that's because she had a ton of momentum to share. So she'll start picking up some victories in the very near future. As the crowd prepares for the next match, they're shocked to see the arrival of the Cowboy James Storm. He comes out to the ring to huge ovation from the FPW crowd. Storm takes the mic and addresses the viewers here at Rockefeller's and at home on IWTV. He says that he's coming off of a year-long injury and admits that he didn't know if he would ever wrestle again. Confronting his own mortality made him realize how limited time really is, and while his body carries years of damage, his passion never faded. The struggle only strengthened his resolve. He makes it clear that this is not a nostalgia run, but a determined final charge. FPW has provided him an opportunity to build a new home for himself here, and he intends on doing just that. He wrapped things up by giving one final warning to whoever wins tonight's ladder match, because he has the FPW World title locked in his sights. James Storm is officially in Fusion Pro Wrestling. 51 segment is awesome. He got great for his gimmick. You love to see it. James fucking Storm is FPW. Pardon my language, but I love James Storm. I love that he's here. And admittedly, we're not going to book him every show because he is, compared to the rest of our roster, decently expensive, but not too expensive that he couldn't be on the roster to begin with. So he is here now, but we might use him a little bit sparingly. He is going to be like a main roster member. He's not just a guest star. But as he said in the promo, he's been off with an injury for a year. That is very much true. In the game, he has been out with a torn Achilles for the past year. And since then, so he hasn't competed in a year. Since coming off of injury, he's had one match at JCW. So that means he's still going to be rusty. So we're going to have to work with that. We're going to have to give him some matches to shake off the rust before we do anything crazy with him. But he is here, and I am so damn excited. Speaking of ring rust, next up is the Samoa Joe match. He's going one-on-one with Madman Fulton. Joe is going to be rusty because he's had like one match since leaving AEW. So hopefully it's not too bad. But it doesn't matter if it's bad or not because he's obviously not staying on the roster. We're just giving him a match on his retirement tour. And About the Head, fantastic heat and great wrestling. Madman Fulton defeated Samoa Joe in 11:27 by pinfall with a choke slam. He gets a 48 even when he's rusty. That's Samoa Joe for you. That is awesome. I would have loved to have seen what he got when he wasn't rusty, but I'm certainly not complaining about that. creative finish didn't work, but that's fine. Yeah, very, very happy with this. Obviously, there wasn't really a world where Samoa Joe was going to win, because if he's retiring, he might as well put over Fulton. I'm not opposed to someone retiring, winning, but Fusion Pro Wrestling is not like the home of Samoa Joe. There's no significance to him winning here, at least in my opinion. Maybe we could have booked it a way where that was the case, but that wasn't the case here. Madman Fulton just looking like a monster by beating Samoa Joe. So there you go. And now we are about to crown our first ever FPW Tag Team Champions. I'm so excited. Hopefully this is a banger of a match. So let's have a look. And about that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. The Dawson brothers defeated Alphazo and Trey Lamar and TNT in 14-17 when Dave Dawson pinned Terrell Hughes. The Dawson brothers win the FPW Tag Team titles. 48-segment rating is awesome. You love to see it. I don't think there was ever a world where the Dawsons weren't going to win. They are the best tag team on the roster, bar obviously now the Von Erichs. But the Dawson brothers were my top pick from day one. There was some contention when it came to Hyon and Maya World in the sense that they brought name value, but their performances just weren't quite as good as the Dawsons. So yeah, I'm very happy with this selection and this match in general. Even Terrence Hughes breaking the 40s. Usually TNT don't break the 40s, so that's really cool to see. Everyone, I mean, Terrell doing about the same as usual, but everyone else doing like incredible performances. So I'm not going to complain about that. But alas, it is time for the main event. Stephen Wolf defends the World Championship to Sonico in a ladder match. Sonico, of course, being the former champion, he defended while he was still somewhat injured. Whether he wins or loses, he wants the right person to win fair and square with no doubts in anyone's mind. Stephen Wolf just wants to prove that he is the better of the two because he is so sick of being second best. Now, I said earlier, the product of FPW, which will change eventually, means that we're going to get penalized for having a ladder match. The crowd aren't going to be too into it. So realistically, I could have just not made this the main event, and that would have helped us. But it's what I set out to do. It's what I'm going to do regardless of penalties. I'm going to hope that the match is so good that it overcomes the penalties. I've set it to be all out. I have a creative finish that will hopefully work. There is a hot storyline. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see if this pays off. No, it does not. And about the had superb wrestling and good heat, Stephen Wolf defeated Sonico in a ladder match in 1530 when Stephen Wolf retrieved the item. Stephen Wolf makes defense number 2 of the World Championship. Okay, so the wrestling rating, first and foremost, incredible. Incredible. But the segment rating is what we need. And the segment rating, of course, brought down by stipulation. Now, admittedly, yes, I do wish I had checked to see if ladder matches would be good with this product before I locked in that angle, that whole storyline about the ladder match, but I didn't, so now I'm here. But I'm not necessarily looking at this in too negative of a light, because we've had, I mean, going back to particularly the first couple defenses of the world title when Sonico had it, there were some real flop matches. Like, there were some bad matches, and it just seemed like the World Championship was cursed. You could contribute this to that, but I'm not going to look at it that way because, again, it purely comes down to the stipulation and product combo. But the wrestling itself was incredible, so we know that this would have been an excellent match if the product had called for it. So I'm not looking at this in a negative light, at least not too negative of a light. Was there anything else? Stamina, the match type. Yeah, okay. Overall, I am happy. Finish the show, we get 44 pop. Increase our pop in 17 regions. Perfect. We're now broadcasting, so we're now going to be increasing pop everywhere that we're broadcasting, assuming it's not a bad show, so US and Canada. And I think for this, I'm trying to think of who I'm going to address. I think I'm going to address I'm trying to remember the specific performances, but I think, you know what? I'm just gonna do our new tag champs. I'm going for the new tag team champions. They both seem pleased. Financial report: we lost a fair whack of cash, but that is to be expected because we used everyone on the roster plus Samoa Joe. Pop: we didn't get anything in the Mid-South. Not ideal, but not the end of the world. But everywhere else increased at least. I mean, look, in Canada, in these three spots, we gained a full point, but we're still going up. We are still going up, even if it's not to the extent that we would want. Either way, I'm going to head back to the main screen. I'm going to simulate to the start of February so we can see our end of month finances, and I will see you guys there. Okay, we are back. It is now February, and as you can see by our finances up here, we lost a fair bit of cash. That is to be expected. Workers, we spent a shit ton, which, again, to be expected. Keeping in mind, January had 2 shows, so there is a significant amount of cash to be lost there. Production is kind of the one I want to keep an eye on, because that... Well, I mean, okay, actually, no, 1350 for 2 shows. That's manageable. That's manageable. So I think we're doing fine. But yeah, overall, not bad. Not bad. Definitely could have been worse. But, like I said, 2 shows, the second one going all out, every roster member, Samoa Joe. It's to be expected that we spent a pretty penny there. If we have a look, the tag team titles didn't gain any prestige from that first match, but that's totally fine. I'm just using the world title picture until I make a tag team title one, because I just don't like looking at the default picture. So this isn't actually the tag title, but it's just there for now. The world title also didn't gain any prestige, but I wouldn't expect it to with a 37. You know, like I said, I'm not looking at that match in a negative light. We now have 2 championships, which I'm very happy about. I can't wait to introduce some more championships. I'm not going to rush into anything, but I'm looking for ideas from you guys as to what those championships could be. Keep in mind, this is an intergender company, so there's not necessarily going to be a men's or women's exclusive title, but we could do some sort of mid-card title. It could be a general mid-card title. We could do a cruiserweight kind of thing. I'm open to a lot of things, so we'll see when the time comes. Obviously, we just introduced the tag titles, so I'm not going to rush into anything. But yeah, I think that about does it. I'm kind of contemplating if I now want to jump into doing a TV show. Because, admittedly, it might not be the smartest thing in the world while we're only at tiny size, but I think if we can do a TV show that tapes maybe like 3 episodes at a time, like an hour-long show with 3 tapings at a time, that could be good. That could be quite beneficial. But we might also get benefits from just doing the monthly shows and streaming those. I don't know. There's a lot to take into consideration. I was also talking earlier about potentially streaming on IWTV and High Spots simultaneously. I looked into it. We can, as far as the game goes, we can stream on both for events, but not TV shows. But the reason I decided not to do it for the anniversary is because realistically it doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. So if I did, it would probably be more of an exploitation thing, which is something I don't really care to do. I'm already doing it enough with the praising workers to fix their morale. But yeah, it was overall a great episode. Even with the ladder match affecting our rating, we still got effectively equal 4th best show, along with Epic Live 16 and the first night of the Ultimate 8 series. And then match-wise, what was our best match from that show? Second anniversary was the Tag Team Championship match, which slots in there. But yeah, no, I'm overall really, really happy. The economy in the US is currently weak and is likely to have an impact on our ability to grow. Well, shit. That is not great. Okay, I feel like that's going to screw us over a fair bit, but There's not really anything we can do about that. Does that actually, for anyone who might be more knowledgeable than me about the specifics of TEW and like the economy in the games like that, would the economy affect us in regards to whether we do a TV show versus a monthly schedule? Like, does this help us factor in what we should or should not be doing scheduling wise? Because that's something I really want to try and figure out. Also, before I forget, I'm going to change this to 3rd anniversary. But yeah, that about does it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I do appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.